Redford picked up a radio message saying that the Americans are getting pounded by some heavy artillery and he wants to go take out the big guns. This gets more than a little goofy because as you advance, one of your guys says one of the artillery pieces looks like it's still working, so maybe you can use it. You want to use every advantage you get because there are about 8 zillion more tanks firing at you. I took out the guy running the last artillery piece on my map. Well, more than took him out. I made him disappear. Watch.
One more for you.
Then I tried to use the gun to deal with the tanks.
Max!
It's gonna work better if I can actually aim it at the tanks. It won't let me crank my aim that far, so it's pretty well useless. I took out the other 2 guns with my bazooka, so there's no chance of using one of them. Well, back to basics. I found a stash of bazooka ammo and took them out the slow way. Now, there's a tank for us sitting here, so off we go.
4 tanks closing in. This is gonna hurt. Give me some marshmallows!
Firing this tank cannon is iffy at best, so all I knew to do was point the square where I could see the puffs of smoke, shoot and hope for the best. When Redford says this,
"Okay guys, this is it. Are you ready?"
I'm ready, Sarge.
I figured I must have hit him. Well, whatever. Let's push down toward the ship.
What the hell? Artillery? But we're friendly! We're friendly!
Shut it, sweets. We're in an enemy vehicle, remember? Preston, get us out of here, fast!
Redford's explanation that we're in an enemy vehicle makes sense to explain why the Americans are shooting at us. But here's something to think about. The Russians have been doing the exact same thing all through the game. Anytime they spot one of their vehicles, they assume we're driving it and blast the crap out of it. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I think so, Brain. But what if the hippopotamus won't wear the beach thong?
How many of their own men and vehicles have these Russians wiped out because they were afraid they might be Americans in disguise? You know what? The Americans don't have to fight these guys. They can just pull back and go home for a while because these geniuses are most likely in the process of wiping themselves out for us. I mean, think about it. Especially on the ground, every single vehicle we've driven is one of theirs. And they can't see into most of the vehicles, so they have no idea that the people in a vehicle aren't Russian like them. But they blow everything up just in case. This has to be the dumbest freaking army on the face of the earth. Now things get really annoying, partly because of the screen prompts. The task is to fight your way into this town and blow up a couple of bridges to keep the Americans from advancing while you go find and snatch the gold. Watch this. What? I never even saw the bridges. And the Americans aren't into the town yet, so what's it talking about? I really hope I don't have to answer that. The reason I didn't blow the bridges is because, duh, I got killed. But the screen doesn't say the mission failed because I got killed. It says that I didn't climb up from my dead position, keep going and blow the bridges before the Americans got across them. How silly of me not to do that.
'Tis but a scratch.
It's unbelievable how many tries it might take to do this. They have those mounted guns everywhere. There's at least one enemy tank in town, and infantry guys pop up from just about anywhere you can think of in a few places you never thought of. Oh, and remember how when you die and respawn, the enemies you already dealt with are gone? Not anymore. You saw me take out that guy with the mounted gun on the roof, and every time I respawned, he was back and I had to do it all again. He was there every stinking time, and I had to try this close to 30 times. Want to see something that gets boring real quick? You can't change the rules on the fly like that, people. The really goofy part is, Once we finally get past the bridge, we're back to the usual rules. This section gets very frustrating, so be ready. Even when you get to the bridges, you might not have the firepower to take them down. I had a bazooka, but whether I used it or picked up this C4, it takes 2 blasts of whatever you use to bring down each bridge. That's a problem with the bazooka because I only had 3 shots. And excuse me, but C4 is supposed to be one of the best explosives on the planet. 1 full-size charge should be enough to take down this. Notice that I just took off for the second bridge and didn't check to make sure the first one was destroyed. I didn't get any kind of success message, but apparently I wasn't expecting one. So at the second bridge, I did the same thing.
The present, if you're gonna commit treason and screw up the war.
Get moving!
You can see I was in desperate need of healing, so I took care of that before I stared and said, "What?" and then ran back to plant another charge.
Hey, look at that! Not a very patriotic thing to do.
Let's take the other one out.
Yeah, why not?
So now it's a race. Can we get back to the first bridge in time?
Cover me!
Oh, crap. They're on the bridge. There goes my Truckosaurus.
So I have to start all over again, take out all those mounted guns and everything else again. I still don't get why we changed the rules, because the way we've been playing so far, those guys should be gone once I respawn. Wait a minute. What's the name of this level again? Ghost Town? I'm fighting ghosts? No wonder they keep coming back. They're already dead. Yeah. It really is possible to blow both bridges, but clearly this level is designed to make you die several times in order to figure out how to do it. That's not nice. It's not sporting. It makes me want to smash the game disc against the wall. Then again, a lot of things in this game make me want to do that. Like this.
Hey, we're moving into a hostile artillery controlled area. You have to go back.
We're trying to be clever. Instead of just saying, "You're out of bounds, get back in," you have this extended radio message telling you that you're now in range of enemy artillery. Even if you only stray out of bounds for a fraction of a second, you have to hear the whole thing. And why on earth is there a boundary line there where I was anyway? Look at the setting. A cliff on one side and a fence on the other. How the hell far can I stray here?
That sounds kind of...
Dum 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 dum.
Swim the river and you start meeting enemies again.
Take cover!
Great shot, kid!
Right after that, another buggy came along and killed me. When I respawned, only the second one was there. So obviously, they make the ghosts live on the other side of the river. Wouldn't want any of their kind over here in our part of town. Anyway, you've stopped the American tanks from getting to the ship, so there's still a crack at getting the gold. But you're going to need a diversion. Fortunately, Miss July has an idea.
Bravo 1 Charlie, this is Mike 1 Juliet. If you can hear me, there's an Army recon supply drop close to your position. I'm sending you the coordinates. Guess someone appreciated your help after all. Good luck, boys. Out.
So you take care of that, then fight a path to the harbor. It gets really crazy because not only are the bad guys throwing at least 3 tanks and roughly 12,000 foot soldiers at you, the Americans are dropping bombs all over your position to boot. But you finally reach your ultimate goal. No, I was right the first time.
So, it wasn't a spook story.
Oh, no! Look at it!
It's true. It's true. Tons of gold.
My thoughts exactly.
Too bad the Legionnaire has other ideas. You have to make your way to an anti-aircraft gun, which is really just your basic surface-to-air missile launcher, and take him down. Unfortunately for you, there's a ton of smoke coming off this stuff that keeps you from seeing him for more than a second or two at a time. And unlike you, he can shoot you with pinpoint accuracy, smoke or no smoke. And I'm going to stop there because I don't want to spoil the rest for you if you haven't played this game. If you have played it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, the ending is worth the effort. Check it out. I had some problems with this game, mostly because the bad guys seem to come out of nowhere and they're all around. They also have X-ray vision and can shoot you through trees and hills, and if the least little part of you is exposed even slightly, they will shoot you from 2 miles away, and they will hit you repeatedly and with great effect. Early on in the game, your squad is useful and they take down as many bad guys as you do. But as you get closer and closer to the end, they get less and less useful. You end up doing virtually everything yourself while they stand around and crack jokes. We saw a few glitches and some of the graphics are less than stellar. In particular, you saw that every house-type building in the whole game has exactly the same plan, the same flooring, the same wallpaper. It seems lazy, but that's nitpicking. And as we all know, that's somebody else's job. Overall, the game is a lot of fun. For the most part, it plays fair, though at times it's ridiculously difficult and you wonder if you're ever going to get past a certain point. Still, it's a solid shooter game, and trust me, Haggard's lines alone are worth the time it takes to play it. In good series fashion, there's a nice little cliffhanger at the end, so of course there's going to be another game for me to review since series games are what I do. So, we'll check out Bad Company 2 in the near future. Until then, I'm Irving, and I have no life, just like you. God, I hope that's enough.